Hi everyone, welcome back to the Geordie View. So, Newcastle United go to Chelsea on Monday night for an 8 o'clock kick-off down at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, it's going to be a very tricky game, especially without Callum Wilson. We'll get onto that. And, especially with Chelsea have a new manager. Imagine if I was able to earn a quid every time a club had a new manager right before they played Newcastle, because it just seems to happen every season. But anyway, we'll get into the preview. But unfortunately, we have to talk about something serious. Obviously, in football, we've had a lot of racial abuse, death threats, and now Steve Bruce is getting it. Oh, it's absolutely disgusting. I mean, these people tweeting to Alex Bruce saying, "Oh, I hope Bruce, dies off COVID and stuff." Just absolutely disgusting. You cannot call yourselves fans. Yes, I want Steve Bruce to go, like the majority of our fan base, but you cannot defend those death threats. I mean, wanting him out it's just giving our fan base a bit of a bad name, really. And I know Arteta's talked about similar stuff from Arsenal fans this morning. But, as I say, you cannot condone that. I mean, yes, want him out, but you crossed the line there. But we'll get into the preview. So, the last games for both sides. Newcastle beat Southampton 3-2. Brilliant in the first half. Second half, had to defend for our lives after going down to 10 men. And then eventually 9 men, because Hendrick was sent off and Cher got an injury. But we did very well. However, this will be a tougher game against Chelsea. But Chelsea, to be fair, didn't look like they were convincing last night against Barnsley. I looked at the stats. They won 1-0. But it looked like Barnsley really should have got themselves at least a result from that game. The team news for both sides. Well, Chelsea have got Thiago Silva out the game. Kai Havertz is 25% likely to play. Werner and Christensen could be back for this game. Newcastle, on the other hand, as I mentioned, Cher's out the game. Wilson's out the game. Cher's out the game. Manquillo's out the game. They're going to be out for a long time, which is so annoying. But at least this time round, we do have Alan Saint-Maximin back. Wes obviously he was out for 2 months, but at least we've got him. We've got Ryan Fraser potentially. Almiron is actually playing in a central position where he should be playing, and he's showing what he can do when he's played there. Jeff Hendrick's obviously suspended, which I don't like to say a player out. Usually I wouldn't say a player out for Newcastle is a good thing, but it's not really. He's not going to be in this. Let's face it. Jamal Lascelles, Federico Fernandez could be back for this game, but I can't see them starting there. And I think at least one of them will be on the bench. So we're looking at Chelsea. Their strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, they like to shoot from direct free kicks. Good at finishing the chances. Attacking, they're good at set pieces, offensively and defensively. They're good at creating long shot chances and coming from behind, from losing positions. The only real weakness is the fact they are prone to at times to make individual errors. As for the style, it's possession football for them. Short passes, like to attack down the right hand side. So Jamal Lewis will have a big job on his hands, because I'm assuming he'll be at left back. And they do like to rotate their starting 11. Especially when you're in Europe and you do well in the cups, you're going to have loads of games. Players to watch out for from Chelsea. Now, it was mainly the defenders that have been the better players, but I don't really usually do the defenders. I look more at the attacking side for players to watch out for that could really cause the problems. Mason Mount, who's done brilliantly this season. Tammy Abraham, who the current top scorer, obviously got the second goal when they beat St James's Park. Olivier Giroud, who scored a lot against with Arsenal. Yes, he's not really been a title winning striker, good enough to win your titles, but he is still a decent player. Reece James, another good young talent, and also Callum Hudson-Odoi, who's done well for England when I've seen him play. So we'll look in at the starting lineup I'd like to go with. Unfortunately, I've got a feeling Steve Bruce is going to go with 5 at the back, but I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think a 4-3-3 might just leave a 2 open against Chelsea, but I think 4-2-3-1 is the best way to go for this game. In goal, well, take your pick. I'm going to play Caldalo, but he needs to up his game if he wants to keep his place in the side. At right back, I'm going to go with Emil Kraft. He actually did play well against Southampton when he came on. The centre backs, well, yes, Kraft was at fault for the goal, but I still feel he deserved to keep his place. Come back in because obviously he came on from Mankiel. Centre backs, I'm going to bring back Kieran Clark, who's back after becoming a dad. So obviously missed the Southampton game. And I'm going to go Paul Dummett, who came on, looked brilliant. Because yes, he's more of a left back, but he can play centre back as well. At left back, I'm going to go with Jamal Lewis. The 2 centre midfielders, I'm going to go with Isaac Hayden. I'm going to bring him back into the midfield. And alongside him, it has to be Joe Willock again. Scoring against Southampton on his debut. And he deserves to keep his place. The 2 ex-Arsenal youngsters. Well, actually, Willock is still at Arsenal. I think you know what I mean. Right hand side, I'm gonna go with Alan Saint-Maximin. In the number 10 role, I'm gonna go with Miggy Almiron. Who else could you really go for? Left hand side, I'm gonna bring in Ryan Fraser. And up top, because Callum Wilson's out, I'm going to go with Dwight Gale. But let us know who you'd play in place of Callum Wilson. Personally, I feel like Gale be the best option for this game. But if he is struggling, then you have Andy Carroll potentially come on. Joel Linton, for me, shouldn't be playing at this moment in time. And I'd look to get rid of him. Well, actually, all 3 strikers, apart from Callum Wilson, I'd look to get rid of them in the summer. 2 of them come to the end of the contracts. I can't see Gale staying on. But yeah, the other 2 I'd get rid of. Jolinton might struggle to get rid of him, but Carroll will probably get rid of him because his deal's also coming to an end. In terms of a score prediction, I'm gonna go 2-1 at Chelsea. Which, if it happens, you're thinking, all right, we've done well, but we could maybe get a result, given that Chelsea, they're kind of blowing hot and cold this season. But thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, check out my social media pages in the description below, and I'll see you later.